Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel called Zuzanareacts, where I learn all things para with your help, and I just share my Slovak Central European point of view. And in today's video, it's going to be one of your recommendations about Untold story on vaccination. And I know that during the big B thing that happened, you have helped many nations that I personally did not know. I just learned it from you in the comments. And there is a video called Untold story on vaccinations, so I wanted to explore that with you. I think that this is a pretty brief video, but I'm very curious. I did not preview that video, so before we jump into the video,
please like this video and click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you so much for your support.
Let's look at the origins of vaccines that apparently, based on the title of the video, I feel like trace to India. So let's just look at it together.
The year 2020 will always be considered pivotal in the history of humanity. COVID-19 stopped the world on its tracks.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
200,000 deaths. Pandemic continues to worsen.
In our own lifetimes, we witnessed what a major pandemic could do and how critical are vaccines to our survival. The origin of vaccines is connected to the story of smallpox. For centuries, smallpox would ravage the world as an uncontrollable force of nature, leaving millions dead in its wake. Civilizations like the Aztecs vanished from Earth because of smallpox brought by the Spanish conquistadors. And then one day, smallpox was conquered. A simple search on Google will take you to 1796, when the English physician Edward Jenner discovered a genius way to counter smallpox. Deliberately infect a person in a very controlled way. When the actual disease comes, the body is already immune, and he termed the process vaccination. But there is more to the story of vaccines than meets the eye. 18 years before even Jenner was born, Britons like Robert Gould and other Europeans had documented the exact same process already happening in India for centuries. This was inoculation, or as Indians called it, tika. Several European letters of 18th century discuss how Brahmins in Bengal would take a small amount of material from a smallpox pustule, pass it through the skin of a healthy individual using a twisted thread, and immunize him against the disease. All this while reciting hymns of Shitla Devi or Guti Ki Thakurai. If you look at Bharat's continuous, unbroken tradition of scientific inquiry of diseases, such a tradition makes perfect sense. 7th and 8th century works like Vagbhat's Ashtang Hriday Samhita and Madhavkar's Nidan have extensive discussions on Masurika and its successful treatments. A simple conclusion can be made. Vaccination for smallpox was prevalent in India way before it became known to the West. You would expect to find this simple fact in the medical history of the world. After all, with such independently verifiable accounts of Britons themselves, there should be no doubt that vaccination was born in Bharat. Yet, praise and recognition was not what came Bharat's way. In 1802, the British Raj banned the centuries-old tradition of inoculation and its practitioners to make way for the repackaged vaccination process. When smallpox was finally eradicated from India in 1977, we all applauded in unison, thanking the savior West for giving us vaccination, just like they gave us civilization and infrastructure.
Gosh, it almost pains me to see one of those, and one of those, I mean, you know, when I mentioned in some of you in the comments that I've been reading Inglorious Empire about what has been going on there, as I mentioned in my comments, like we really do not know here. That's not what we study, to be honest. I don't think we study effects of colonization. It would be more to the fact, like, you know, there was East India Company, it expanded, la di da di da, or there were born wars in South Africa and all that kind of stuff, but not like within the context what actually was really going on. Wow, I mean, yeah. It's maybe for you tough pill to swallow, and somewhat when you have a similar solution that's happening like years before, and then you celebrate that you have a solution. I mean, I guess at the end game is to have a good solution, and in the end that had been achieved one way or the other, I guess. But wow, it's interesting to know. It feels like a lot of tradition, lots of obviously health stuff has been discovered, from plastic surgery in India. It's a shame that like that knowledge is kind of really missing here. And yeah, and perhaps credit is not where the credit is due, but it has been definitely very, very interesting and enlightening video for me as to what else does Indian culture really in a most positive sense of the word. And I think with that being said, this will be it for today's video. If you did enjoy, please give a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, please do take care and sending much love. Bye-bye.